Hi there, and thanks for joining me in this new video. Thank you very much. You could be doing anything. So many things to view or to do, and you're with me, so that's really nice. I'm going to take up a little bit of your time for something really exciting because I'm going to present today a few new ukuleles that you are going to see pop up a lot more on this channel. And yes, you guessed it, it's these ones. 3 new ukuleles by, maybe you can guess from the bag. Oh, this bag is empty. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a surprise. There we go. it made its way out. It had escaped. Well, I guess that's the life of the ukulele. Ukuleles don't live in bags. They live outside of them. This is the deluxe gig bag. As you can see, I've got 3 of these of different sizes. There you go. Which also means that we're going to be opening 3 different ukuleles of 3 different sizes. And the first one, zip, 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 imagine, hop, is this one. This is the Concert OU5. And you will see they're quite similar, apart from all the differences, the 3 ukuleles. And they're all going to be in this wood laminated Hawaiian koa. There you can see either the ukulele or out of my window. It kind of depends what you choose to focus on. There's the Oscar Schmidt logo in the middle. Okay, let me give you a little test of this new concert. And I've got the microphone over here. Whoop, so that you can hear my voice with this mic, but the ukulele with this mic. So that's going to be really nice for you, hopefully, to listen to. Here we go. I must remember not to hit on the floor with my foot, because I think that does get picked up by this microphone. So what I'm hearing here is a sound that is quite mellow, quite warm, and a sound that is for ukuleles that maybe tell a softer story. It's not brilliant and bright like certain other woods, although it is quite brilliant in how it looks. The koa wood here has I love the lines and the different shades in color here. That's really nice. That's really enjoyable. This one is coated. It's a gloss finish, which means it's shiny, and you can see out of my window. There you go. So that's the Concert OU5 KAU. And let's have a look now at the slightly bigger one. This is a bit like Goldilocks. A big one, a medium one, and then just right. Well, hopefully they'll all be just right. Here we go. This is a bit different, not as reflective. Do you know why you can't see out of my window with this one? It's because it's not a gloss finish, and also it feels very different. You feel the wood more rather than the gloss. It's a satin finish, so it's the satin finish. But same again here. I don't know if you noticed on the last one, we also had this decoration around the sound hole and around the ukulele all the way here on the front. That's actually seashells, would you know? Yeah. This is a tenor, which means it's a bit bigger. That's my sort of favorite size for Oscar Schmidt ukulele, because that's the one I had back in the day. Well, that was really nice. I particularly enjoy the satin finish, the non-glossiness of it, but that's just a personal preference. Because I find that you get a bit more high end, meaning the clarity of the notes, they're a bit less mellow and a bit more shining in sound, the notes. But that may be just me imagining that, because I actually just do like feeling the wood a bit more, and that's really nice with this ukulele that you do have that. But then it's a preference thing. Some people like things more pretty, more shiny and more elegant, and hopefully I do enjoy elegance too. But I do like a satin finish. What you have here is also a cutaway, which means that you can go and enjoy the way that this ukulele really sounds nice when you play it higher up. That's really important when you've got this many more frets and you've got a cutaway here in the wood, meaning you've got space for your left hand to go up the fretboard. That is also actually enjoyable to do so. And here you do have that. You have a clarity of the sound, an action that's staying quite low, not too high there, so you don't have to, the action meaning that the distance between the strings and the fretboard stays quite comfortable. It's not the lowest you'll ever find, but it's really sufficient if you want to go and enjoy the high position of your ukulele without having to do too much work bringing down strings that are very high. Like the first one that I just tried, like the concert, also in laminated Koa, also with the seashells, that's around $200 for this Oscar Schmidt, which means, wow, look, a tenor that looks like this, that sounds like this, for $200, they're really living up to their promise of quality craftsmanship, craftswomanship, depends who makes it really, at affordable prices. And even if you just like playing simple chords, you do get more resonance from a tenor compared to smaller sizes of ukulele, of course. Now let's move on to the third and biggest ukulele in the lot. I've actually never had a ukulele of this kind. I've never owned one before. This is my first baritone ukulele. So let's have a look together. I mean, I've already had a peek. Obviously, I've tuned it and I've played it a little bit. Look at this, it's quite big. As you can see through the window over there again, which means it's a gloss finish once again. So it's very shiny. It's quite nice to have a gloss finish on such a big surface because you do get a lot of light being reflected. It's got it brings it visually to life. Let's see how that sounds. Lower. It sounds lower. And also you've noticed we've got a more pronounced cutaway. You know, if with the tenor we had a more rounded cutaway, this one is more spiky almost. There's something quite definite about the character of this ukulele with this shape. So right now I'm playing, do you know this chord? Yes, it's the chord of G. Absolutely. Yeah, because everything's lower here. We're not tuned in G, C, E, A, because on the two other ones we didn't have a low G, normal G, C, A, high G tuning. But here we've got, let me double check, D. That's a D, D. So here we've got a D, and here a G, B, A, D, G, B, A, which are actually the four last notes of the guitar. So this is tuned like a guitar without the two lowest strings basically. And you can notice we've actually not got nylon strings like on the two other ukuleles, and probably same as on your ukulele as well. Here we actually have metally strings, whatever they're called. I'll remember after the video. So this one and this one are steel strings, but not the small kind that hurt your fingers, the bigger kind. And that gives a very different sound to the ukulele. And here you've got the two top strings, which are the normal nylon strings. Of course, same as on other ukuleles. Of course, these are different notes though, because as we mentioned, they are B and E. We don't have a B string on most ukuleles, do we? Unless you're really out of tune on the C string. Maybe that can happen. Hopefully you notice. I'll be making individual reviews for each ukulele. This one is the most expensive of the three. Of course, as you can see, it's much more wood, it's bigger in size, and it's around $350. Now, like all the other three ukuleles, they have an EQ plug-me-in system, which means you can connect yourself to an amp and then also control how much low sound you want and how high sound you want from what you're doing, meaning you can adjust the treble and the bass frequencies and also the volume, which means you can sort of adjust how loud you are without having to go and turn the volume knob on the amp, which can be quite practical, especially depending if you've got a solo bit or if you're just playing chords to accompany somebody. And that's on all three ukuleles over here. And now I'll just take a bit of time to play a little bit on this baritone, partly because I've never had one before, so I do want to learn how best to play on one and to enjoy it. And also I want you to get a nice idea of how a baritone can sound. It's much thicker here, so it'll have more resonance, more lower tones, but it's the same wood again, laminated Koa, everywhere, front, back and sides. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So that's all three new ukuleles, and now you know. When you see them pop up in future videos, you won't be thinking, what's that? You'll be thinking, I know what that is. I can't remember the name. It's the Oscar Schmidt OU something something. Well, yes, you'd be absolutely right. This is the OU5 OU5 I'll just make sure, so I repeated that. And we also talked about the tenor, which is the OU6L CE. Now don't ask me what all these numbers mean, but it's quite handy. OU5 and it's a baritone, OU6 and it's a tenor, and over here we had, I think, the OU5. Oh, so they're friends. And it's also a ukulele, but it's a concert. There we go. So that's all three. Something you may have noticed as I was improvising on the bigger one, on the baritone, was that there was a bit of scratching sound over here when I was doing my electric ukulele style vibrato here. So I do tend to have a vibrato not like this, because I can't hear it too much. There's a bit maybe, but I do tend to do it like this now. So this is not really the style that you want to be playing on this ukulele. Somehow the sound doesn't quite fit. You want to be playing more mellow chords rather than being a bit aggressive with the fretboard. And also the noise comes from the fact that here the fretboard, it's a bit grainy, so if you have this vibrato, you will hear a lot of this scratching sound. Now that's something that may maybe less so after a while playing with this instrument, maybe with just the usage. Some gaps just tend to fill up and to be sort of more flat if you put them under the microscope. Obviously they're very flat already, but it's small microscopic details that we're talking about here that affect the sound and noises and things like this. I'm putting all the links, if you want to check them out online, in the description. And then you can also double check stuff that I may have forgotten. I will be talking about them more in individual videos also. So these ukuleles are saying to you, see you soon for more videos. And I say that too, obviously. See you.